67 companies that kept their dividends but cut, if not outright eliminated, their 401k match, the match I should say. Not sure how I feel about this. Not that it matters what I feel, because the company's going to do what they're going to do. But man, I don't know. Keep your dividends so you're paying your investors still, but you're hurting your employees. Yeah, that's one of those ones that's I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. That's a tough one there. I'm sympathetic to the plight of the employees there for sure. Absolutely sympathetic to their plight. They're still getting paid. They're still getting health insurance. With that said, I'm sympathetic to the plight of the investors too. A lot of whom are grandmas who need the 401, who need the dividend and stuff. So that's a tough one. Well, let's go into this. This is a good article by Barron's. They got a picture of Exxon here. The coronavirus pandemic has claimed millions of jobs. Actually, it's not the pandemic, of course. It's the overreaction to it. Some workers who are still employed are taking another kind of hit. Their companies are reducing or suspending matches to their retirement accounts. A few have done so while keeping dividend payments to shareholders. In early August, Exxon said they would suspend matching contributions to employees' 401k accounts. They had a pretty generous matching contribution of 6% of their salary with a 7% contribution. Wow. And of course, the spokeswoman said total remuneration, not remuneration, right? Remuneration. Isn't that a typo? Remains competitive despite the suspension. His labor union is seeking renegotiation. Exxon moves followed dozens of companies that announced similar measures. In fact, 67 companies, according to BC, have suspended their matching contributions, but they've kept their dividends. Include some of the hardest hit companies of the pandemic: Norwegian Cruise Lines, Expedia Group, Tetra Technologies, National Oilwell Varco. Collectively, more than 676,000 workers with 401k accounts, or 1.15% of total 401k participants. Hey, buddy, don't forget when Pablo makes an appearance, you got to paw the like button, have seen their employers halt match contributions this year. Exxon, though, is maintaining its dividends, payment of 87 cents a share, or $3.7 billion per quarter. In annual term, the dividend yield is now 8.8% versus the average 1.8% among S&P 500 companies. Hold on a second. All right, yep, there we go. Pablo's making an appearance. There he is. It's the dividend that's making Exxon attractive to investors. And again, I bought 100 shares the other day. I'm already down $1, I think $1 per share. All right, so we got Apogee has let's see. Barron's looked at 67 companies to determine how many have also cut their dividend. 4 companies maintain their dividend schedule without missing or reducing payments. MSC Industrial, HP, Rockwell Automation, and Apogee Enterprises. It's easy to draw a comparison between two different payment a company makes, one to employees and the other to stock owners, although the former is considerably smaller than the latter. Downsizing employee benefits is not necessarily a trade-off for keeping dividends to payments, says a scholar at the University of Delaware. All right, so let's take a look here and see what these companies are. So this is from BC. So I did click on this. These are the summaries that suspend their 401k match. All right, so we got Amtrak. They did suspend their 401k match. A link to CompuStat. Year for which data are available. All right, so they got 18,780 active participants. AutoNation, wow, 26,000 active participants. Best Buy, I'm not sure what the link to CompuStat means. Atlanta, Georgia, Carter's. I don't know what that is. Baby clothing retailer. Okay. Black Bode, computer software. City Trends, steel producer. Only got 786. Where's that at? Cleveland, Ohio. Creative Realities, Louisville, Kentucky. Oh, look, Dell, 48,000. They cut their Cut their 401k. Let's see. Let's look. Dubuque, Iowa. Flex Steel. Genesco, the shoe retailer. I don't know if Genesco would be a beer company. I remember Genesee. Genesee. We got Tool Group in Wisconsin. Where else here? We got Expedia, HP out of San Jose, Henry Schein out of Melville, New York. Heritage Crystal Clean, oil recycling and waste. It's just interesting. So many different companies and the businesses they're in. Oil field services, Key Energy out of Houston. Knoll is an office furniture maker at East Greenville, Pennsylvania. LabCorp, they take your blood right there. Land's End, Dodgeville, Wisconsin. Wow, interesting. LL Bean on there? Nope. So a lot of different companies there. So let's go back to what they're saying here. All right, HP. All right, our leadership team looked back to the playbook we used during the Great Recession of 2007 to 2009. Says a spokesman for MSC Industrial, which is an industrial equipment distributor that has suspended the 401k match while keeping its dividends to date. Employees at MSC have expressed their appreciation for not responding to the external environment with large-scale job reductions, as many companies have. Their quarterly dividend is 75 cents a share. They have 6,300 active 401k participants. An HP spokesperson said in a statement to Barron's that it's committed to creating value for all of our stakeholders, including both team members and shareholders. God, that corporate jargon, I can't take it. Our stakeholders, including team members, I just say employees. I hate when they say, but we value your opinion. No, you don't. As we prepare for a different economic recovery scenarios from commie virus, we took a set of deliberate actions to protect our financial foundation and to emerge a stronger company post-pandemic. In addition to the 401k match suspension, the company suspended share buybacks and reduced executive and board compensation. Well, I don't have any problem with board compensation. What the hell those people do? They just rubber stamp what the freaking CEO wants. Apogee declined to comment. Rockwell did not respond. Exxon said in July it would prioritize a dividend scheme without further debt finance. See, that's what I've been saying. They're going to prioritize a dividend scheme without further debt finance, unveiling more extensive reduction plans in capital expenditure and operating expenses. Man, there you go, man. Reduce your freaking fancy schmancy corporate office and stuff. I got no qualm with that. I like continue the dividends without taking on more debt. It's unclear what the long-term effects on the 401k cutbacks will have on the economy in general. After the Great Recession, more than 200 firms suspended their 401k between 2008 and 9, affecting about 5% of all participants. The main motivator was liquidity constraints in the face of recession and banking crisis. But 3/4 of the companies did restart the matching program once the economy recovered. Now the moves are affecting only 1% of the total participants at this point. Liquidity is still a substantial issue in the current crisis, yet due to the severity of the pandemic's economic impact, more employers are taking further steps, furloughing workers rather than just merely adjusting their retirement plans. All right, based on historical patterns, companies will eventually resume the contribution match to attract workers once the economy recovers. Yeah, well, we'll see. Makes sense. If you work for ExxonMobil, then you own Exxon, you get dividend. Perfect. Yeah, makes sense. But I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I don't increase debt in order. The issue is you got to see what kind of you spend your money on. Like what I said when I was at USA, they had a big fat match, but we were spending so much money on advertising, and I think it was nuts how much wasted money they were spending on advertising. It was insane. And these highfalutin executives would just get to rub shoulders with freaking Robert Griffin III and stuff, and it's just like all the while I'm just like, man, stop that crap. If that, no, I'm not saying that's what's happening here, but I'm just saying if you're doing all that, you're advertising so you can rub shoulders with the NFL and NBA players, forget that, stop that, and go ahead and put the 401k back. Prioritize. Anyway, it's interesting. So we'll see how it shakes out. All right, see ya.